Doop, doopity boop 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 Cause I'm having a good time. Alright. Alright, finally. That update worked. Update worked. Alright. Yo, what is up, guys? I'm the nerd here, and if you can't tell, I'm gonna be reviewing Captain African American. And, yeah, I am not going to do an edited version of this because these edit versions, like I did with the Fantastic Four trailer reaction stream and the Superman trailer reaction stream, they take it's too much work. You know, I could be making other things right now, and trust me, my Night at the Museum video, it's going good. All right. So, Captain Falcon. Where do we start? I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it either. Like, when it comes to mid MCU movies, post Far From Home, because I liked Far From Home a lot. I haven't seen it in about a year. I might as well pop it in, you know, because I got my PS5, which is a DVD player. When it comes to MCU movies post 2019, with the exception of Shang-Chi, No Way Home, Guardians 3, and Deadpool and Wolverine, uh, everything has been both woke and mid. This movie, on the other hand, is, I'd say, the best of the mid. There's some stuff I enjoyed about it, and of course, that's every movie. And of course, there's stuff that I didn't like about it. But yeah, it's like the best of the worst. At least that's the feeling I got when I walked out of the theater. The action I really liked. You know, it was well choreographed. I mean, it's not as good as the action in Winter Soldier. We'll get to Winter Soldier here in a bit, yeah, there's still hold on, I'm gonna pull up the chat on my phone. There's. I'd say my favorite action scene in the movie was probably. This is just me, by the way. Not necessarily my favorite, but the one that actually hit me. It was Captain America not go. No, he's not Captain America. He's Captain Falcon or Captain African American. Come on, I need to stop stealing jokes. Uh, But Falcon goes in to save the hostages instead, and then he leaves the job to retrieve the adamantium for his Bernejo. We'll get back to the Bernejo for a bit. So yeah, I liked that scene because it's definitely what Captain America would do. All right, you know, like he risks something just for people. You know, like that's definitely a Captain America trait that Sam definitely adapted. Excuse me, in case you heard that. Is there anything else I liked? I liked Isaiah Bradley here better than Falcon the Winter Soldier because, okay, so first off, in this movie, he's a lot more happy, he's a lot more ongoing, he's a lot more playful. I'm not saying he needed to be like that in Falcon the Winter Soldier. There's a reason he's miserable, but the miserable is just boo-hoo, I'm black or whatever. Boo-hoo, I'm the first ever super soldier, and they forgot about me because I'm a Tuskegee or some shit. I'm not, I know, racism was a thing. I know, it's just the writing was awful. All right. Yeah, I haven't seen Falcon the Winter Soldier since it came out. Looking back on it, it was awful. It was like race baiting garbage. You know, it was the MCU's Watchmen at the time, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about the 2019 Watchmen. Harrison Ford, I'd say, was the best part of the movie. Yeah, Red Hulk doesn't show up to the very end. I think the final battle is fine. Like, it could have been longer. Red Hulk's screen time could have been longer. And yeah, unfortunately, I knew he was going to be in the movie for about, like, 5 seconds because that was, like, leaked months ago. And that's just bullshit. Like, he's all over the advertising. Sorry, I had to burp again. In the freaking movie. And yet he's barely even in it. If you want people's butts in the theater so bad, just say, hey, look, Indiana Jones and Han Solo is in the fucking movie. Ugh. But yeah, I do like how he's trying to do better. Like, he was not the greatest of people. He's trying to reconnect with his daughter. It would have been much more impactful if Betty Ross, played by Liv Tyler, was in the movie a lot more. All right, we'll get to a lot of the Hulk stuff later, but yeah, she's only in it to like the very end. I heard a rumor that originally she was going to be in the movie earlier, but they were just gonna kill her ass off anyway. Hey, I'm glad that they didn't do that because she's been gone for so long. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to see the Incredible Hulk still canon to the MCU, like, especially after Ed Norton left, because Ed Norton's such a fucking prick. I mean, he was a prick behind the scenes. But, yeah. I also liked John Carlo's character fine. For those of you who do not know, John Carlo is how the name is spelled. I met the dude in real life. My meetings with him was kind of strange. Like, the first time I met him, he was really nice. Like, he was really charming, playful, said that I had my mother's eyes. He was trying to flirt with my mom. Well, as playfully. But then the second time we met him, he was, like, out of it. I'm not saying out of it as in he was an asshole, but out of it as in, when can I go home? And I can't blame him, because doing these kind of fan conventions is kind of weird. But yeah, it was cool meeting him a second time regardless. But yeah, it was also kind of cool seeing the Serpent Society. So wait, was that big dude? I'm not a WWE guy. I'm not a wrestling guy at all. But is the big guy that Sam fights in the opening, is that Seth Rollins? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat, even though there's no one here because I'm a miserable little bitch. But yeah, he was like cut out of the movie. Diamondback. We were gonna get Diamondback in this movie. Cut her ass out. Damn it. Seriously, you should have. Look, I know you skipped the Serpent Society storyline in favor of Civil War. I might do an entire video on that in the future, but you should have introduced Diamondback like so many years ago, you know? Yeah, I liked Black Widow in Winter Soldier, but I think Winter Soldier would have been the perfect place to introduce Diamondback. You know, if you wanted a token girl character, you use Diamondback, not Black Widow. I'm sorry, I'm just not too passionate about Black Widow. Again, I love Scarlett Johansson, but yeah. Oh boy. Alright, so yeah, I like the action. I definitely like the plane scene. I think it would have been better if the flight fight, like, at least had more jets, but it was still, Falcon and Little Bernejo, just saving people, you know? Oh, like, that was good. A lot of people, I personally didn't have a problem with it. I mean, yeah, I see it now. People find it strange that they have a rivalry with Japan in this movie. They can't do it with China because they want some of that yen. I think it's called something different over there in China, but yeah. I mean, it would have made much more sense to be China because China's always on a race with America. It's either China, USA, and Russia. Those other two don't know how to stay out of trouble. Anyway. And also, since that this is a movie about countries, why would you not give at least a little bit of hints to Sunfire, because he's technically Captain Japan, or who else? Sorry, I'm seeing something weird in my backyard. Don't mind that. It's nothing bad. And then there's I'm trying to think. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Silver Samurai. Yeah, Silver Samurai. As, again, I know nothing about Silver Samurai. Alright, my only exposure to him is the Wolverine. Alright, go watch my Every Fox Marvel Movie Ranks video. It's basically the production of my Fantastic Four comic dub, but if it actually took shorter. I'm funny. Anyway, so yeah, now on to the flaws. I did not like Joaquin Torres. Alright, I can't believe I remember his name, because it's quite easy to remember. I hate that they just say... Hold on a second, somebody's calling me. Sorry guys, somebody was calling me, saying, "You're making money on YouTube yet?" If YouTube chooses to pay me, I will. Anyway, I might cut that part out. Okay, jokes aside, that's not what the person calling me was talking about. But yeah, I did not like New Falcon. I fucking hated how, again, it's very strange to call someone who's not Steve Rogers, Captain America. And it's also very strange to call someone who's not Sam Wilson, Falcon. You basically have two fucking Falcons. Alright? Captain Falcon still has his old wings. His good old damn wings. There's Dos Falcons. Dos Falcanos. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make all the race jokes I can because I love race jokes. But yeah, I did like Joaquin Torres because, like, he was so ongoing and annoying. You know, he wasn't insufferable like Miss Marvel in the Marvels, where all she did was, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." He's like, yeah. He's like the same fucking character we've been seeing in a comic book movie for like the past 5 years now. Alright, it was really popularized with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I mean, granted, if you were to make this kind of character like Johnny Storm or Iceman, I wouldn't mind, but if every young character is like that, alright, I'm looking at you, Marvel, then I am not excited to see Night Thrasher come to the MCU. But yeah, you know, I didn't find any of his jokes funny. There were times where I did got a chuckle in this movie. Like when Sabra, we'll get to her in a bit, was flirting with Bucky, and when she's told he's like 110, and she's like, "I can live with that." I can't do an Israeli accent, sorry folks. And then there's the joke after the final sequence that Falcon's like, "Bucky's stupid. I should have taken the serum." Her that got me the biggest laugh in the entire movie. But oh yeah, speaking of that ending, a lot of people found it strange that Red Hulk recovered because, like, he was talking about his daughter. I think it could have been handled a lot better. Like, he could have done the sun's getting real low trick on him. But yeah, I also like the idea of Red Hulk. I like the idea of Harrison Ford slowly turning into Red Hulk, and he doesn't know. Alright, I thought it was gonna be, oh, he knew all this time, and I'm like, when the fuck did it happen? But then they portrayed it as, oh, it was gonna happen, he just doesn't know it was gonna happen to him. Alright, it's all those heart disease pills he's been taking. But, yeah. And, also, if you can't tell by the thumbnail, William Hurt tragically passed away. I still find it strange that you would recast Thunderbolt Ross, but not T'Challa. They're gonna do it now. All right, I know, but can you all just shut the fuck up for once? but yeah, it's very tragic. But I think it was worth. Sometimes good things happen for a reason. You know, I love Harrison Ford as an actor. And, you know, I think this would be good on his resume if he hulks up a little bit more, you know? And here's the thing, folks. I don't like the idea of Red Hulk in the comics. I have a soft spot for Red Hulk because he was all over merchandise, all over cartoons when I was young. Makes sense. Makes sense why he was a bestseller, because it's the concept. But the thing that really crossed the line for me is Thaddeus Ross being the Red Hulk. Alright? That is just plain stupid to me. Alright, that's also why I don't like Shia LaBeouf as a Silver Surfer. I'm tired of this Mantle's bullcrap. Not everyone in a superhero property needs to be a superhero. Apparently, Sony was gonna make a movie about a character named Jackpot, and Jackpot is supposedly Mary Jane if she was a superhero. Not everyone needs to be a damn superhero. Alright, that's my main problem. But, yeah, so Harrison Ford, his acting was good, his emotional scenes were good. When I say emotional, I'm not saying they were tear-jerking, but he did do well in the acting department. So, yeah. And it just would have been a lot better if there was more Red Hulk. But speaking of Hulk, okay, this movie is technically Incredible Hulk 2. I think it would have been best if you just made Incredible Hulk 2. Because I think that would have made a lot of money. That's just my prediction, but since it's been so long, I think that would have made money because the public could go, "Oh, look, there's finally a Hulk movie coming out." But yeah, so you wait this long to reintroduce a lot of concepts from the Incredible Hulk into the MCU. All right, 16 fucking years later. I am like 2 years older than that movie. And for those of you who do not know, the reason why Hulk never got another movie is because of a rights issue with Universal. Like, Universal actually owns the film rights to the character. They just gave Marvel the stamp of approval to make movies out of the Hulk. It's just that Universal has to distribute them. And honestly, after the Tom Holland Spider-Man deal, I think it would have been best if they just made another Hulk movie. Just like that. Alright, but no, you decided not to anyway. And the same also applies for Namor, alright? And that's why, apparently it's also a rights issue as to why Namor is not Atlantean. Or, I'm not gonna say white, because Namor to me has always been, like, Asian passing. Like, you could cast an Asian actor as Namor and I wouldn't mind. But what was I, But yeah, I think it would have been just better if you did... In fact, it doesn't even need to be just Hulktacular. Like, you could just have Smart Hulk in, Washington, D.C. Like, give us a patriotic Hulk movie. You know, like, him and the Red Hulk are fighting in, the Jefferson Memorial, and they're trying their best not to destroy the Thomas Jefferson statue. They just destroy the outsides. And, next thing you know, they're fighting the Lincoln Memorial. And then Common Raw rises up. I'm just kidding. I love those movies. But, yeah, but the leader, I fucking despise the leader in this movie. It's cool to see Tim Blake Nelson in the MCU again, but holy shit, what were they thinking? And what's even worse is that they had plans to make him the Green Megamind, like he is in the comics. Like, there's even concept art of it online. Alright, there's a reason why the thumbnail has a green bloater from Last of Us. Because he looks like a bloater from Last of Us. Alright, he's got a mushroom head and shit. He looks like a clinker. But yeah, and what I especially hated about the leader was his motivation. Alright, I'm sick of the MCU having all these villains where they're all boo-hoo, the good people who think they're good to be bad. Where? Leader of all characters is another one. Alright, when I was going in to see the Marvels, which I never wanted to see in the first place, I only went because my mom and my dad wanted to see it. I knew Darben was gonna be like that. I don't know. I just had the feeling. But yeah, Leader on the other hand, okay, I should probably give this disclaimer. I'm only now getting into Hulk comics. I'm only now getting into Captain America comics. Like, it's just been a handful of months now since I started. But it's like, but from what I've seen of the leader, like, he's a perfect choice for a villain. Like, he's a smart guy, alright? I've seen people criticize that he uses flashing lights from phones to brainwash people, which I personally don't mind that. You know, I don't care. It makes a lot more sense than flashing lights on phones, and next thing you know, you're in a different world, like in Space Jam 2. But, yeah, he's like a smart guy, and I watched this one Hulk cartoon from the 90s when Disney Plus first premiered, and he also took control of the Abomination once, and apparently that plot point was the original plan for a sequel to Ang Lee's Hulk movie. But, yeah, you could have done that. Like, you could have had Harrison Ford turn into Red Hulk against his will, and the leader is commanding his every move. But no, instead you decide to make his brain make him look like he's a retarded kid, like Sloth from the Goonies. And then you go, boo-hoo, the good guys did me bad. And like, they even point this out in the movie too. What took him so long? What took him so long to finally revolt? I mean, the idea of taking advantage of him, like, for his intelligence, for his plans, and trying to ruin someone's political career isn't a bad idea on paper, but still, you took so long. And not to mention, there was the black site, or whatever the hell it's called. When I hear black site, I just think of Anthony Mackie's skin color. I'm evil. Anyway. Hey, like, I gotta point this out too, because that's the leader's place. They have to, like, spy in. I'm like, bitch, you're Captain America. Alright, these are US soldiers you are trying to spy around, and now you're acting like Solid Snake. Like, you could just say, it's okay, I'm Captain America. America. And like, when they were making noises, on the damn thing so they can enter into the Winter Soldier, like, elevator, there's another Winter Soldier parallel, it's like they're just bashing the door and bashing the lights and no one can hear them. It's like, how? How? But, yeah. The leader was such missed potential. Alright? You could have had him, Green Megamind. Alright? But instead, you turned him into a clinker from Last of Us. You could have had him a fun, intelligent, Dr. Eggman slash, Dr. Doom style villain. But then you did boo-hoo, the good guys did me wrong. So yeah. And also, adamantium. Fucking-mantium, people. Look, the idea of the giant celestial from Eternals, you know, a movie nobody remembers, it's not like they're gonna make a sequel out of Eternals anyway, folks. AKA, the movie that shat all over Jack Kirby's work. It's not a bad idea to have it, produce a metal that wasn't in the MCU because of rights issues and all that crap. But the thing is, it's adamantium. It's like basically the birth of adamantium. If you're planning on bringing Wolverine into the MCU, alright, are you even going to... Like, the entire point of Wolverine is that, yeah, he's old, but half of his life he has his bone claws, and the other half, he's metal, alright? Like, even before he joins the X-Men, he's all metal and shit, alright? It's like, are you not going to adapt that part about him or something? It's like, are you just gonna wait till now to do Weapon X, and you're just gonna rush all over, and you're just gonna rush so we could slowly become an X-Man or something? But yeah. And also they say adamantium is stronger than vibranium. It's like, how? Vibranium is like sound and shit. Like, adamantium just cuts through shit. But yeah. Again, it's not a bad idea on paper. But when you make it adamantium, which, of course, is Wolverine's metal, and, of course, you're gonna put into the MCU, who... I get it, rights issues, but come on, the world's full of fucking diamonds in places we don't know. There could be diamonds in Atlantis down there, but, I'm talking about the real world, not the Marvel Universe. And then you decided now is the birth of adamantium? Come on, man. But, yeah, what was that? What else was I gonna say? And yeah, I also noticed, too, adamantium is barely mentioned in this movie. Like, it's just there to be part of the plot and nothing else, alright? Nothing else. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah, Sabra. Oh, fucking Sabra. Why is she a thing in this gosh darn movie? Sabra. Okay, look, I could see why they got rid of the, Captain Israel side of Sabra, because a bunch of SJWs were protesting at the premiere, because, I don't know, they pity a country that hates them. That's gonna take a lot of thinking for you guys to get that joke. There's a reason why Peter Dinklage has the Israeli flag on his, on his chest in the thumbnail, but, apparently the reason why the actress is short, because when she was young, she had a disease, so she had to turn short, to keep her alive, which, that's a respectful story, but that's not enough, but that's not gonna stop me from saying, you're obviously bad casting. Alright, I'm fine with her being a director of sorts, I'm fine with her, being a secretary of sorts, like someone with strong personality traits, but not a strong as in muscle character, alright? But yeah, she was small. Like, she was fucking small. Like, she was definitely Israeli, you know, she definitely had the accent, she definitely had the suit, but you could tell that they had to digitally remove the Star of David, which is on the Israeli flag. And, I don't think the idea of her being a Black Widow is a bad idea. I think you could just say she was taken against her will, alright? Alright, the Red Room invaded Israel when she was a kid. She was taken away, and then after the events of Black Widow, she looked up to Captain America, and now she's Captain Israel. Like, that's how I think you would do Sabra pretty good. But no, you barely did shit with her, alright? You decided to remove it because, I don't know. I don't know, a bunch of gay rights activists are envious of a country that hates them. But again, it's gonna take a bit. It's gonna take a bit for you guys to get that reference. But yeah, like, she was so short, I wanted to use her as a basketball. Like, I wanted to pick her up and throw her into a basketball hoop. Alright, I wanted to use her as a soccer ball. I wanted to use her as a baseball for my bat. Alright, I wanted to use her as a hockey puck. Oh, speaking of the word puck, some people might say, but you're fine with characters like Puck in the Marvel Universe. Yes, because the entire point of Puck is that he's a midget. Alright? Yeah, there's a lot more to his story, but he's called Puck because pucks are tiny little black things. Alright, Puck is a midget. Like, he's supposed to have the strength of a puck. That's the entire point of his fucking character. Alright, that's why I'm fine with him. But she, on the other hand, nah. There is no point at all. Alright? There is no point. And I also should address the elephant in the room. This movie went through tons, and I mean tons, of reshoots. Alright, the original cut of this movie apparently had lackluster action and also more political drama. Now, for those of you who say, entertainment has always been political, yeah. But come on, you cannot compare the politics of Captain America the Winter Soldier to the politics of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Because Captain America the Winter Soldier is more historical fiction politics, like corruption of the US government by fictional characters. Alright, the original plan, at least from what I heard from my sources, was going to make Red Hulk a Donald Trump metaphor. I wouldn't say there's too much of it in there, but you can definitely tell, because I felt like the movie was sloppily edited. Like, it was sloppily edited. Like, heavily. And, like, you could definitely tell when Isaiah Bradley was pulled over by the white popos. Like, I was expecting him to say, hey, I'm black, I expected this. And I definitely do think that's what he was supposed to say. Alright, for those of you who've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you can't deny that was originally intended to be said. But, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, back to Red Hulk and, the Donald. I'm fucking sick of, like, this was especially big during Wonder Woman 1984's, marketing campaign. Alright, this was also part of Gladiator 2's marketing campaign. Everyone's like, this character's inspired by Donald Trump, go see the movie! And then next thing you know, The Boys became TDS the show. Listen, folks, I'm gonna get into an angry rant here for a second, and I saved it for the last minute. Alright, entertainment is not your, therapy vehicle. Alright, shit that's been around longer than you, and longer than me, more importantly, is not your therapy vehicle. You can make things metaphorical, you can make things something that even the other side can appreciate, like Squid Game's commentary on, like, classism, which is something even people who don't really care about that subject can appreciate on. But if you go as far, alright, you constantly bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch about a guy who won by a landslide. Again, I'm not trying to be selfish or brag or anything. I'm just bringing an example. About a guy who won by a landslide. So clearly most of the country voted for him and wants him in office. And you're using franchises as a way to fight back. Like, you are disgusting. Alright? Alright, my entertainment, shit I like, is not your therapy vehicle. Alright? Again, you can make shit a metaphor. That's how politics and media works. But if you go as far as to make everything, alright, that's your number one goal. This is a commentary on Trump, yada yada yada. Alright, fuck you. I don't want to watch your shit. If that's your writing style, you either have to leave the industry altogether or change it. Alright? And look, I get it. Hollywood has a huge hatred for Trump. Alright? Mark Hamill, Josh Gad, Seth Rogen, John Leguizamo, a bunch of insufferable pricks. Not because they hate Trump, but it's because they act like morons when they talk about their hate for Trump. Robert De Niro also I just thought of him. But, yeah, you know, if your entire industry is all based off bashing someone who has nothing to do with film, alright, you use your platform and you use shit I like to fight back against him, then we're gonna have a problem, alright? You know, I hated Biden, alright? I think he was an awful president. But I'm not just gonna commentate on him every chance I get. I hate Anita Sarkeesian, but I'm not gonna commentate on her every chance I get in my work. I could commentate on Mark Hamill because he's related to the entertainment field. I could make a character commentating on Kim Jong-un because we all hate Kim Jong-un. In fact, if I were to make a superhero comic, I'd definitely make a Kim Jong-un inspired character. But no, all you want to do is whine about your hatred for a man who you shouldn't even have an extreme hatred. It's fine if you hate him, but it's not okay if you act like a fucking moron, and it's not okay if you use shit people like to use it as a vehicle for your own activism. And the fact that people are tired of this shit, it is not an opinion, it's a fact. Get out of the film industry already. I'm sick of you people. You are a bunch of annoying fucking twats when it comes to the subject of Trump. Alright? And I am glad. The entire point of this is, I am glad they removed the Trump references from Red Hulk. Alright? That's the entire point. Because I'm sick of entertainment being used as like a vehicle for writers' therapy. Alright? You know, did they say I'm not a fan of comics because they're doing this kind of fucking commentary? Bitch, show me your long boxes. Show me them right now. But yeah. Fucking Hollywood is lucky that they live in a country like America. Kathy Griffin is lucky that she lives in America. But yeah, again, I am not bragging about how I voted for Trump, and I'm not bragging about how he won. I'm just mad that people want to use entertainment, particularly people in the industry, as like their vehicle to spread division. It's fine if you don't like him, but you gotta see where your audience is coming from, even if they did vote for him. And, more importantly, what was it I'm gonna say? Look, I think celebrities should say whatever they want, alright? But there's gotta be limits, alright? You could say, I'm all for abortion, I'm all for, gay people talking to small children, I'm all for the vaccine. Do that. But don't be like Mark Hamill saying, go fuck yourself. Don't be like Markiplier saying, fuck you if you don't agree with my stance on abortion. Alright? And what pisses me off even more is that most of the people I have debates about this are older than me. Alright? I'm not saying I specifically had a debate with the people I'm about to mention, because the internet's so fucking dumb. It's like, you never even talked to them! Smartasses. Like, your John Campias, your Animats, your John Rochas. Like, all these grown-ass men. Alright? I am 18 years old. Alright? And I've been reading comics since 2019. Alright? So I'm still technically new. And I have to have debates as to why this or that doesn't work in comic book adaptations. With grown-ass men. We can't agree to disagree on simple shit like Iceman being gay. Like, him not always being gay is what I'm trying to say. We can't agree to disagree that we just don't like this whole mantles bullshit. We just gotta call each other racist or shills and whatever. Or, oh, you're media illiterate because you don't like a commentary I agree with in an adaptation of something that you like. again, I can't believe grown-ass men, alright, on the internet act like this. Alright, to an 18-year-old, like me. Alright? Like, I am younger than these people, and I have to go up against them when it comes to this subject. Alright, I have been reading comics, like, less than some of these people. Like, I'm younger than some of these people, and I have to bring out all these big, damn fucking counter-arguments as to why I don't want to see a Trump metaphor, or a modern-day BLM metaphor in an adaptation of something I like, or even a movie in general. That's what I'm pissed off about. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm glad that they got rid of the Red Hulk Trump references. I'm glad that they got rid of all the possible racial preachiness that was supposed to be in the movie. And now I'm done. Alright. Since nobody chatted, let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments. I thought the movie was alright, yeah, are you looking forward to... I'm definitely looking forward to Born Again, but are you looking forward to other Marvel stuff? Fantastic Four is the one that I hope they don't screw up, alright? Because I think the trailer looked really good. Alright,